Greetings, everyone. Grandmaster Amin Ra here with another video on coming to Kenya. In my previous video, I was talking about how so many people were coming to Kenya in the last 5 days. So many people that I generally knew or met. And I begged the question of what the hell is going on? Why is all these people all of a sudden coming to Africa? I would presume that some are also going to Ghana. Well, we can't wait for the Western media to give us the details. I'm sure that won't make headline news anytime soon. However, today's show is how to get cheap airfares and what you do on your first 3 days coming to after you arrive here in Africa. Now I'll probably be basing it on Kenya. Now, before I begin, I wanted to give again another shout out to those people that contributed to support the channel. The last 2 videos ago. So I want to shout out to, I don't know if I should call him Bill or should I call him Duran, because you're on one of the two. But anyway, appreciate that. Molden also appreciated your super chat back in the day. We always can use new support, and the description on how to do that is in the comments section. So let me and what I'm about. I came into Kenya basically as a martial art instructor and a school owner. When I first came here, and yes, I did leave Kenya in 2000 and lived in South Africa for some few months, and then I returned back in November of 2000 to make sure I was there when my son was born. I have many children, but I was there for each and every one of their births, and they all were born out of a relationship, not by oops and ops. But anyway, yeah, I made it back in time for his delivery. You can catch him here. He usually sits next to me uh, here at the lab where I'm working. Uh, Thank you. Now, I don't know if you can see this picture. Of course, it's one of my favorites because it was a lot of work to do that. So you're looking at 160 students plus their instructors, which came up to about 180 martial artists in the picture. And you can't see them. There's a Mzungu here. He's my student from the United States, and also Ed Tellis is where he's hiding here because he didn't have a uniform. Also, my student from 109th Street School who came out in 2005 for this great event. And I organized that. And we're also organizing another trip just started in 2020 for people to come to Kenya. And we're at the very early stages. I don't want to talk too much about it, but some of the people that'll be flying in are very close to me. And I don't, anything can happen, but for now, it looks like the things are kind of going in this direction. But anything can happen. So I know there are people out there that may try to disrupt this whole situation, but let it, you know, we'll see as it goes. I believe in the end of the day, people will come, and they have been coming and seeing what I've been telling them is true. So today's show is about how to get the best, cheapest airfare. I'm gonna give some details on that, and then talk about what you're gonna do if you come to Africa. What would happen on your first couple of days here? Now, police killed another black woman in the U.S. I'll give you that. Need to get her. Need to pass her. Okay, here we got Brenton Pierce. And I heard about that, and I haven't really looked into it. But they kill about. They've already killed over 1,000 of black people. They're keeping a record of that on the Washington Post. Not black people, but police have killed 1,000 people, and you know, about half of them are black. So, what can we do? Hmm? Can we riot? Can we protest? Can we do a march? Do another million black people march? You know, can we do a sit-in? Can we put up videos on social media? We've done all that. The only thing that we haven't done in a mass number is pack a bag and go out of the country. And I believe that it's a psychological issue dealing with Western mass media propaganda that allows us to believe that we're in a better place in the United States, and allows us, it creates us something in our minds that make us think that we're safe here. And I know if I shot a gun over your head, everybody would run. And what America has done to us is like a slow bullet. And we just sit there, stand there and take it. Bullet is like pew, pew, and we're just looking like, what's that? What's going on? Maybe the next one will miss me. And then even if it gets you, we don't see how to connect that with the overall picture of our people. There's a such thing as wealth stripping. And America and any country basically today runs off money. And the people that are in power know that if you keep the way you hurt a person, not to kill them, but the way you hurt them is to starve them for economically. What can the black man be if he doesn't have any economic power? And we don't have any economic power in the United States. Thus, let's get into the issue of the plane tickets. Now, dealing with the plane tickets, there are some very cheap flights. I think you see on the thumbnail I put up, the flight to Kenya was running at $527. Now, this is more than half of what most people really think the price costs. I mean, some tickets do cost $2,000, but you can look and find a cheap airplane ticket for far less. And it depends on how you book this ticket and how you come across getting this ticket. Now, one of the things that you have to remember is that when you book a flight, they expect you to pay some money right up front when you book. So you need to look into that. And it's not like shopping, like you can wait till the day you're gonna get on the plane and then you go, here's the money. No, it's good to book. Now they did a survey and they found that how long does it take? The question was, how long should a person book in advance for their flight? And let me shut this door. I don't like being a professional, but anyway. So what is the length of time you should book your flight in advance. And last year they said it was 50 something days, but they're saying this year it has gone up, and it said you should be booking your flight, gone down. You should book your flight 3 months in advance. That's like the best time to book to get the best price. Now, if you wait till like 2 weeks or 30 days, anything can happen. The flight can fill up. The flight can be canceled. There's a lot of things that can happen, but they don't really recommend that you book your flight 20 days within a 20-day period of your leaving the country. So always remember, if you're going to leave, like a group is going to come here, let's say April 2020, then in January and February, January, you should be having your money for your down payment for your booking already set to go. So you can you can grab that seat and hold on to it. And now normally airfares go up and down in price during the time before the flight, but really it doesn't go up more than 5% or so. Maybe $30-$40 this way or that way. So that's not really a big problem. But the most important thing is that you book your seat well in advance. Now you say, can I lose money if I cancel my ticket? Well, according to the airlines information that I've got, you cannot lose your money if you cancel ahead of time by 7 days or so. So if you feel like you might book and then something might happen, you shouldn't have to worry about cancellation. If you do it well in advance, not like 3 days before the flight, they'll cut you. They'll take your money. They cut $200 to $400 off of you, just like that. So those kind of cancellations. But 3 months. In fact, the article says 70 days is the optimum time. So you should look at the calendar of when you're going to go, and then mark back, those days, 3 months, and then that's when you should start now having the money prepared for the booking. Now, how much money should you put on your booking and blah, blah, blah? Okay, listen. Don't try to do this on your own. If it's your first time coming to Africa, you need a travel agent. And when I say you need a travel agent like a lawyer, like you have a personal lawyer, you know their name, you have met them, and you have discussed with them what you want. Now, I have a travel agent in Kenya, but I haven't talked to him in some years, but when I was traveling outside the countries, the guy he was phenomenal. He was a godsend. He gave me all kind of details, got me, a lot of discounts, and explained a lot of things to me that I didn't know that it was needed. Your travel agent be your best friend, and that's what they do for a living. They just get people plane tickets and travel. So you go to your travel agents and you tell them, this is what I want to pay, and this is when I want to fly, and let them do that job for you. Get their phone number and call them. Now, here's another piece of advice I can give you. Don't get one travel agent. Get 2 or 3 of them. Call I know it may seem like hard, but you call them, you talk to them, and if you can, please get a travel agent. If you get a travel agent in your area, go meet them and talk to them. An experienced travel agent can do wonders for you. They have all kind of tricks and deals that they know. People don't really realize this. You just think you go to the ticket office and then purchase your ticket. Don't do that. Get your travel agent, tell them what you want, and then let them do all of that work for you and advise you. And then it's best to take their advice. If you get 2 or 3 of them, they'll be working for you. Some won't work as hard as others. That's why I say you should get more than one. But don't be afraid to tell the others that you got other agents, because this will get them off their butt, and because they want to get that commission. So that is the advice I would say. And about preparing for your trip to come to modern Africa. Now there are direct flights coming out of Kenya. I think I've mentioned this before. I mean, coming out of New York City to directly to Nairobi Airport. The flight takes 15 hours. It's very comfortable, but Kenyan Air is a high quality, high sought off airline, and they will charge you. Best flights come out of Ethiopian Airlines, these other airlines that go through Istanbul and go through Amsterdam and then come back around. They're longer flights, but if you get a cheap flight ticket for like $600 or $700, even $900, you'll save considerably. And these are round trip prices I'm quoting to you. So let us be clear on this issue. Don't fool around trying to be Mr. Macho and try to arrange your own flight without the help of somebody. That's too much money and to fool around with for you to get caught in a situation where you didn't know you needed to get off the plane and had a layover in a country somewhere, or your travel agent can explain all of that to you. You get in there fooling around on the wrong airline, and then your luggage get misplaced or taken somewhere else, and then you feeling mad. Who you gonna call? You need a good agent, because the agent can also track your luggage for you if it gets misplaced. If the last minute cancellation comes up, it's your travel agent that can rebook you on another flight, maybe even give you a cheaper flight or a better flight, because the airline may have canceled your flight at a certain time. So, Lance Kelly, how are you? So when I start talking about this, some of you guys are out there thinking like, this thing could be real. Yeah, I can get that money. Yeah, but you need that money ahead of time. So you're talking like 6 months in advance preparation. So some of these cheap flights, they expect you to pay the money up front. And that's a shame if you don't have it all. So make sure you get you a good travel agent. I say get 2 or 3 of them. If you can go to your local mall, you can go to, get on the Yellow Pages or whatever. Yellow Pages, that thing still exists. But then you can get in the, in your area where you live, where you can drive and meet them. Those are the best ones. Drive to the agent, and then talk to them. It's like, don't shop for a plane ticket, shop for an agent. Because even when you're coming back to America, and maybe let's say you overstayed your time, or you decided to cash in your return ticket because you wanted to stay for 3 or 4 months, it's your agent that can really help you with these things. So get one you really get along with, a very experienced agent. You'll know them when you see them. Yeah. So of course, I had my agent in Kenya, so yeah, he was black. So, but when it comes to booking the flights, sometimes blacks don't look at color, because these white people, they do a lot of booking for a lot of people. And if you can get one that ain't like totally racist towards black people going to Africa, they probably can do a lot for you, as well as any black travel agent, probably more. But you just, but that's the luck of the draw. You get you a racist travel agent, and then they be sending you in like a 4-day layover in Afghanistan somewhere. You don't want that. So, but I'm just saying, white people. So if you can look them in the eye and kind of know if they're the ones that can really help you, if they're really sincere, or they're going to take you for a long flight ride. Yeah. So that's my point on the issue of the traveling. Now, let's say you get your ticket and everything, and you're excited. You go and you make all your plans and arrangements, and you got some contacts coming into Kenya. Maybe you've called me or whatever, and you said, okay, I'm going to be arriving on this particular date in Nairobi. Okay, I'm in Mombasa. That's like saying I'm flying into New York. So I hope you can meet me, and I'm in Los Angeles. It's just not going to happen. Okay, you'll be on your own if you go like that. So just know that you need to have your contacts and situations together when you get into the airport. Uh, and the international airports all around the world are the same. They got taxis that will take you to town, and you have if you have your hotel already booked, which you should have a hotel room. No matter what somebody tells you, don't you dare come to Africa, Kenya, or any other country and rely on people that you don't know to pick you up at the airport and take you to their house. Okay, there's too many things that can go wrong with that from the big get go. All right, somebody that you never really met. So I wouldn't advocate that. I would advocate getting a room at a hotel and a really good established hotel, and then book that for 1 day or 2 days. Even if it's a high price, get it at a high price. But you want the comfort of that type of environment to start off with. Now, after you have been there a day or two, it's no problem. Step down to a hotel that's cheaper. You know what I mean? If you're gonna go the hotel route, step down, step down. I stay at the same hotel I've been staying at since I've been in Kenya, Unity House in Nairobi, Torrance Hotel. So you know, it's very inexpensive. It's 1,000 shillings a night, and I wouldn't recommend it for you guys because yeah, not now, but you should get something that's around 4,000 shillings uh, inside the CBD, inside the city area, where you can just walk around to eating places, and you don't have to get a taxi to go somewhere. You can just walk around the city for yourself. But definitely, most of these flights they go into Nairobi. Now, Mombasa has an international airport, but everything is like from Nairobi. So even if you get an international flight straight into Mombasa, it would cost you more than if you got a flight into Nairobi and then stayed a few days and hopped a quick flight to Mombasa. Now, also, Mombasa has the HGR now, the high speed railway, which can get you to Mombasa in 4 hours. I highly recommend that as opposed to landing in Nairobi, staying some days, then flying over to Mombasa. If you're a first time traveler, then you really want to see the country. And to see the country, nothing is better than a train ride. And a high speed 4 hour train ride through Savo National Park is just like a wonder because it's like the only high speed railway goes to a national park, I think, in the world. So you get to see all of the not all of the big five. You'd be lucky if you see all the big five. I mean, you might be on the train and you look out the window and the lion is attacking. No, that'd be like, take a picture of that, take a goddamn video, because that'd be rare. You posted, you're making big money. You could, but you can definitely see the slow ones like the elephants and maybe some giraffes. Definitely, you're going to see gazelles and these kind of animals walking around. If you go travel during, if you're traveling by high speed rail in Kenya, I highly recommend that. They got the plugs for your charging your mobile phone and all that is on the train. They have low regular price, and then they have first class price. And the first class price, I think, is like $30, $40, and you can be sure that you get a meal. All that. The waitresses are there to help you, just like a flight. But the only thing is, they got that big picture window that looks out and sees the vastness of Africa. And on a clear day, you can see Mount Kilimanjaro, or you can see other mountains that you couldn't even know if it was Mount Kilimanjaro or not. But I mean, you'll see a lot of mountains, you'll see a lot of valleys, you see rivers. It's a beautiful trip. So, Larry, how are you, Larry J. Blige, Jambo? Now the proper greeting is by the books is si Jambo, and I learned the proper greeting when someone says Jambo, you say si Jambo. But God damn it, in Kenya they just say Jambo, Jambo. They don't even say the right one. So I have never heard somebody I say Jambo and they say si Jambo. They always say Jambo, they just say Jambo. So that's just an issue with the flights. I mean, issue with the language. But anyway, Google Flights is an excellent tool for planning your trip to Africa. Ruby is telling me that. Okay, I never heard of Google Flights until just now. But goddamn, if it got the word Google attached to it, it must be great. So, yeah, they look into that. But I still recommend that you get you a travel agent, get their business card, know them by name, call them a few days because they can take your information, then put you on a file and then forget about you. But when you call them on phone and say, hey, travel agent Ruby, I'm just calling in, checking. Did you get it? Have you found a good flight for me? This is what I want to do. I want to travel. What do you think of the weather? What should I carry? Yeah, they can help you with a lot of things, and that's professional help. So, because they're gonna get a commission. But anyway, here I go. I lost where I was. So where was I? How far in advance do you have to buy a train ticket to Mombasa to Nairobi? Very good question because that sucker fills up quick. So I think you need like 3 or 4 days. You can do it online and you can pay through M-Pesa. So that means you can go online, go to the SGR site, and then you can book your tickets online. So you can know what's available and what's not available just by going to the website. And I don't have the website available now. I'll try to put it in the comment section if I can remember. A lot of people see, and the thing here is that I'm giving you this up-to-date information because a lot of travel agents, a lot of people, they still think travel to Mombasa, take the plane. They still, a lot of travel agencies in the foreign countries that know about Nairobi to Mombasa, they still gonna book you, tell you go to the plane. And then you miss this great experience. It's nothing like when you tell your friends I went on the train and then you're taking pictures from the train. Damn, you can't. What kind of pictures can you take from the airplane? You get in there in that little window, you try to take a picture. You got the wing of the plane there. You see like everything looks the same at 2,000 feet above sea level. So when the plane starts taking off, you're looking like that. Oh, there you go. That's Nairobi. Oh, there's Machakos. You see. But on the train, man, then it's gonna make those stops, at the different stations, and you see new people coming in. Wow, that's just worth the price of admission, and it's cheaper. So, like I said, go definitely book the first class. Don't be silly and book on the local side because it's only 1,000 shillings. No, get the first class and ride in luxury. It's your trip of a lifetime. You should not be sitting up there scrunched up with people that the locals. Now I'm not saying I'm a local myself, so don't get me wrong. But if I had the money to go first class, or if I was visiting someplace for the first time, I would definitely go with the best quality that they had, and that's where most of the foreigners ride anyway. You don't want to be on a train and then your person next to you got a kid and the kid is climbing all over you. You don't want that. So first class is the best way to go. And they have lots of food, very good food. So it's great. Anyway, so you're there on your first day. Definitely get a hotel room. Definitely sleep. The jet lag that you will probably acquire is going to really hit you. And if you've not traveled to Africa before and it's your first time, please dedicate 10 to 12 hours immediately after you get there to go to your hotel room. Oh, but I'm excited. The sun is out and people is walking. I want to walk around. I want to see. You're going to be sorry. Because when your body just shut down on you, it ain't going to be pretty. And in your first 24 hours in Africa, you got to make a lot of different decisions: how to pack, how to unpack, what to do, what to say. And you want to be clear-headed. You want to be in your right mind. But if you drag yourself on and try to make it until the next day, even because I shouldn't sleep now. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. No. Close those shades. Put your alarm clock on for 8 to 10 hours and lay down in the bed and count to 10. I guarantee you'll be sleeping. Yeah. And if those people are too excited, you like really excited to take a sleeping pill with you and take that sleeping pill and let yourself sleep. When you wake up 12 hours later, you feel like you might have missed some time, but you will be refreshed. You'll be on the right time zone. Your body will be in the right time zone. It will accept your food better. You see, your conversation will be better. Your eyesight will be clear. Your mind will be clear, and you'll make great decisions. Where to go. You know, it's nothing like going someplace and you're trying to see it, but you just, you fade off, and then the next thing you know, uh, missed your stop somewhere on a bus or on a matatu. They let you off where am I? I fell asleep. No, you don't want that. And if you don't take care at the beginning of your first stay and get this rest, this adjustment rest, you might be affecting your body that will last you for 2 or 3 or 4 days. It might take your body, if you push yourself too much and don't take this and stay awake and try to make the adjustment by the sunlight, then you might push your body beyond the point that may take it 3 and 4 days to recover. Okay, so definitely do that. And you got visitors that they want to meet you at the airport. Okay, that's fine. They take you to the hotel room and you tell them, let me get some sleep. Let me get some time to myself to adjust, and then close those curtains, climb into that bed. I say count to 10, maybe 15 for some of you. And by the you see your body will just, and then the next thing you know, you wake up and it's like 8 hours later. But your body will be now has the time to adjust. Yeah. So anyway, the second day, what do? You've woken up now. Your friends and your contacts in Kenya are excited to meet you, or you have had one of them independent moods where you just want to make sure you control everything. So unless you call them, they won't call you. So that's good too. The first thing you need to do is get you a mobile phone, local mobile phone. Now they're 2,000, 3,000, little cheap ones are there. If your phone has a SIM card from the US, you can make it. I don't know. I've seen iPhones here, but I don't know if they're the same like in the US. But I know when I came in 1996, I came with a mobile phone. Can you believe it? Yes, 1996, I had a mobile phone, and that sucker didn't work in Africa at all. I kept on playing with it, turning it on, but there was no such a thing as mobile phones in Africa in 1996. It wasn't even no Facebook, no YouTube, no. The only thing you had was email, and that cost 500 shillings. Internet, that cost 500 shillings for 30 minutes. So phones nowadays, African phones, they have a SIM card. Your travel agent can help you with that information if your phone is going to be able to work there. And you can roam. You can do the roaming thing now. But that's only working from Africa to the United States. Now, when you want to deal in the local areas, it can be quite expensive trying to roam from your home network back to Africa and talk to somebody else. No, the best thing is to get a Safaricom line, not Airtel. And then they're basically very cheap. You can almost get them for free. And then register it with your passport, and then boom, you're logged in. Write the phone number down on your arm or somewhere where you can always see it, so that in case of anything, you can give it out quickly, because you're gonna meet new people and you can say, "Hey, let me give you my number." Well, I always get this. I don't know the number of my phone. Yeah, don't be afraid. Write that on your arm, and then keep it like that, so that you need it at an instant. If something goes out wrong and you're outside and you get lost, you might definitely want to need a phone so that you can contact. Now, of course, after you get the phone, you want to get the numbers of your contacts and friends and enter them to the phone. So as you talk to people and you meet them, get their phone number and then save the phone number into your phone. Because like I said, if you go somewhere on your own and you get lost, or you got a question, you don't know the answer, something's happened, boom, you got so many people that know you can contact them. Hey, I know you just met me, but I'm here and I have a problem. If you got a Kenyan on the phone and you tell him, hey, I got lost and I got a problem, they're gonna help you. You see, but if you don't have a number, then you'd be like, oh shoot, who can I call? Then you're in trouble. So this is important on the second day. Get your contacts straight. You should already have a somehow semi itinerary on what you want to do, where you want to go. Okay, I know you guys are gonna come for the tourist traps things. I don't really understand them myself, but they're gonna take you to here, the city tour. Okay, you should take it. I've just been here 20 years, so if somebody come telling me about some tour city, I'm like, man, do you know how many times I walk back and forth up and down these streets? You know, so yeah, I recommend that you take a tour too. Uh, nothing really fancy. Kenya Nairobi is the only city in the world that has a national park right next door. Uh, so you get wild animals right there across the street from the state house. No, not across the street, but it's just like 2 minute drive and you're in a safari. Not 2 minutes, like 30 minutes. Go through Rangai around there. I think the entrance is around there somewhere. It's not a big park nowadays like it used to be, but they do have a lion sanctuary where you can actually see actual lions. Now I went to that thing and that thing scared the hell out of me because it was like one big glass and one big goddamn lion. And I'm looking at him, trying not to look at him, and I'm like, that glass ain't enough, because that guy was weighing a good 300, 400, 500 pounds, man. And he's just like, God damn, I didn't think them things was that big. And then when you see them real life, it ain't no joke. No, TV don't do a lion justice. It's only when you see them suckers walking around real. That ain't no cockroach. That thing is big. And it ain't, you try to, I'm a martial artist, so I'm thinking like I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna have to kick it. That ain't gonna help nothing. You know what I mean? I come this way. I used to think like, okay, if I'm gonna get attacked by a wild animal, I'm gonna use my martial arts skills. I'm gonna stay on toes, kick back, pop, pop, pop. But when I saw that lion, shoot, it ain't nothing you can do. I don't care who you, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson. No, you just as in trouble as Kevin Hart. If this shit is, them things is big, So yeah, you can go to these lion parks and see the lions and things like that. But I reckon, yeah, see them up close, real. You go to the lion sanctuary and the animal park. You can pet them animals, not the lions, but they're there. Let me see my. That's Bonke. Thanks. I'm going to go do the first class. Great. Rashid me. Hello, Grandmaster. How are you? I got a lot of brothers. Is you guys my students or are you in martial arts? Wow. I just wanted to see the Maasai and on the beaches. Okay, you're gonna see the Maasais on the beach. They're gonna be jumping and they're gonna date. If you're a female, they'll definitely go for a date for you. Now there are very few Black American women that come here, so if you're a Black American woman, be in trouble. Okay, you might have to have your anti-man's cologne on because when they see you Black, they're gonna think you're Kenyan. When you talk, they're gonna see you're a Black American, and you're gonna get a lot of proposals. But it's because of your uniqueness. All I tell you, my sister, is please just know that these ain't the brothers in the United States. And the Kenyans own their own country and they run their own shit. So when you talk with them, they're going to have a very calm attitude and they're not going to be trying to impress you like that because they have their own country. There's not, this is like, I'm a good man. I'm a good man. You ain't going to get that from the Kenyan. It's automatic. So, see, he ain't gonna have to try to tell you and prove anything to you. He just gonna, talk to you and they gonna enjoy your company. So yeah, Maasai guys are there. I've seen some Kikuyus dressed like Maasai, so you have to be careful. But the majority of them is real people. So but you're going on the beach, just know that that's their job to look for foreigners and sell them trinkets and things like that. You're gonna be good, yeah. Okay. Here it is. All right. So I'm saying, if you like the information, let's go again. I'm still waiting for Dollar Bill. Dollar Bill was on the chat yesterday saying he was gonna send today. I'm waiting. And this is how we support the channel. Some of you are seeing this for the first time, and you're saying, "What is this now?" And I'm saying that we don't have Super Chat in Africa. We only have this one. This is the one we use because if you send support now. If you go to Western and then send the money now through this using this information, my phone will ring and we'll get it on live on the show. So if you're coming in later, if you just coming in now, you're saying, okay, I missed this show 2 days ago and I'm seeing it for the first time now. Send, do the support now. We had people that support a video that was played 3 days ago, and it was wonderful. You know what I mean? Okay, so we're gonna give everybody that supports the channel a shout out, and you know, uh, we're gonna move forward. Now, I really wasn't gonna talk about this, but some of you guys already know that Phil Scott from the Advise Show is coming to Kenya. In fact, he should be here tomorrow or the next day. He's coming with 30 other Black Americans, and they're going to be here in Mombasa on the 19th of 19th of this month. So there is no plan for us to really meet. We just talked, and we said, we should meet. I'm having a martial art tournament on the 19th of October here in Mombasa, Bamburi Recreation Center here at the Bamburi, opposite the Bamburi Cement Company. So everybody's welcome to come for that event. It's going to be around 4 o'clock. Fighters are coming from all over the country. Nairobi, going to fight with the Mombasa guys. It's really exciting time, and it's a great event. So if you can come out to that event, if you're in Kenya, come on, you can see that. Go to search African Sport Karate League on Facebook, and you can get the details about the game and the league in general. But Phil had mentioned to me that he would like to come for the game, and if you're a Black American and you want to be in Mombasa around that time, then that's be great. Now remember, the 19th, the 20th of October is the day of the tournament, not the 19th. But that is a wonderful weekend. That is a 3-day weekend. Monday is a holiday, and so everybody that knows in Mombasa, Sunday is the day for the beach. It's been raining here quite a bit this last week, so I think when it dries up, I know it's going to dry up this week, and then come time for the game, it's going to be powerful. So that day, that Sunday, since Monday is a holiday, you're going to see thousands and thousands of people on the beach, and that is something to see. And I think for our visitors are going to be here on that Sunday, recommend that they do that. Now, the martial art tournament is in walking distance of the beach. I'm talking about Jomo Kenyatta Beach. You can walk from Jomo Kenyatta Beach to the Bamburi Cement Gym and watch the game. So come out to the beach, then come for the game, and then that'd be really great. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening next weekend. I think. Knock on wood, I have visitors that can come here, say they're going to meet, and then you don't hear from them. Unfortunately, that takes place. So I just want to get people out there. But it looks good. Phil is a very famous blogger on YouTube with over 1 million subscribers. So if you have a chance to go to his channel, you should check him out because he has a lot of good news from the African diaspora. And I get a lot of information about what's going on over there through Phil's channel. And, he's going to be here in Kenya. Wow. It's amazing. So looking forward to that. Am I missing somebody? Rashid. Hello, Grandmaster. How are you? Yeah, I got you. Okay, real. You going to be good. You food. I know you. I think he's on the wrong channel. Evelyn, are allegories a problem? Alligators, is it alligator? I think you mean alligators. A problem there? No. I eat alligator meat. It is so tasty, man. There's a guy that works at the alligator farm, and you can call him up we call him up on the phone and say, bring 2-3 kilos of alligator meat. And wow. I rush home with that, and I wake everybody because I go out Then I may go out to have some fun with my friends. I come home late, like 11 o'clock. Everybody's sleeping. And I wake them up. I got alligator meat. Oh, because you got to cook it right away, Then they fry it and everything like that. And we eat it. It tastes better than chicken. So alligators are no problem. They really taste good. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to discuss today. On your third day, when you're coming into Africa, that's when you should really start getting rolling, especially on your first visit. Now, if you are a traveler, or military person or something like that, used to traveling, then you don't need this advice. But a lot of times, you got black people nowadays that are coming for the first time on a long distance flight, and they don't understand anything about jet lag, and somewhere down the train line, the people don't talk about it. You know what I mean? Like travel agents ain't gonna talk to about it because they deal with so many people. Yeah, the buffering. Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the buffering sign. So that's when the buffering. We're gonna get some new equipment, and we have got some new equipment. Allergies. Oh, okay. I thought you said alligators. Okay, who do you mean who has the allergy? Do they have allergies? Like, Africans, I have not seen them like have allergies and have these kind of those kind of funny kind of breathing issues. Uh, in general, my son came up here the other day with some allergy thing, not allergy, but he was like, "I can't breathe, Daddy," and I was like, "Well, I'm not." But then I gave him some money, took him to the chemist. They gave him some drugs, and then he was okay. And that's how Kenyans deal with things. They don't really go to the doctor. They go to the chemist, and the chemist usually has a solution in pills and syrups that they take, and then they feel better. The worst thing they can give you is an injection, but I was hearing they don't do that anymore because years back they was giving out injections for different type of things, and people didn't like that. So allergies, I don't really see that much of that. There's a lot of things that you don't see here uh, in Kenya, as far as I'm concerned. I don't live with the upper class rich people. I live with the lower middle class groups, and the lower middle class people. They do a lot of work. They hustle, so they stay healthy. But I'm sure you go into the upper areas where maybe you have some old seniors and many Zungus and things like that. They just rich and got money. And then they always have these. They might have some allergies there. But remember, the weather in here is just beautiful. I mean, you can't beat this weather. This morning or yesterday it was storming, not storming, but for us it was like storming. It was like raining for like constantly for like over an hour. Because you never really get showers here over an hour. It's a funny thing, you'd be walking, the sun is out, then poof, the sun goes away, clouds come, and then it starts raining. It starts raining heavily. So the people on the street, they don't get umbrellas. They just move to the side, get shelter underneath a business shelter, wherever, on the side of the road, and then they wait. Because they know the rain gonna stop. And in 15, 20 minutes or 10 minutes, it stops. Then you start walking and the sun comes out again. That's the weather of Mombasa during the rainy season. But yesterday it rained for like an hour. I kept on looking like, whoa, it's still raining. Whoa, it's still raining. It was a bit unusual, but it only means that when the sky's clear, it's gonna be wonderful. And today was a really wonderful day uh, in Mombasa. It rains here. You don't need a coat. Like I tell people, I don't even own a coat. This is me. I just came like this. This is me. Okay. Can you see me? Can you see me? This me. I'm just with my short sleeve shirt, and it's dark, and I'm ready to go home. I go home. I won't feel any kind of cold. I don't even have glass on my windows in my house. None of the houses in Mombasa have glass. It's just screens and that's it. That's how beautiful the weather is, how calm and wonderful it is. That you know, if you get cold in your house or it gets a little chilly, you put a blanket on. But to have like the rain and snow coming into your house, no, you don't even need to do that. So my eyes is clear every time I leave the U.S. Okay, well you got that kind of problem, then yeah, you should move to Kenya, so you have no allergies and you can live a happy life, breathing this fresh air, smog-free air all over the place. So uh, yeah, I don't know if have you ever been to Kenya or have you been to Africa? When you leave the U.S. Okay, then yeah, maybe that's the ancestors trying to tell you something. You know, you should you know stay away. I don't know what state do you live in the U.S. Because if you're in the East Coast, then I feel sorry for you because that weather is woo woo. I think I told you on my last show that 16,000 British people froze to death for that privatization of the power. I mean, electricity and gas. And then when they privatized it, would put those things in the private hands, they people was like, if you ain't gonna pay, click. They cut the lights off, cut the gas off, and these people tried to make it through the winter time, and no, a lot of them didn't make it. Oh, you're in Virginia? Well, you shoot, hey, you there with Washington across the Delaware? I know how that can be. Now that's how good that place can be very cold, and yeah, you don't have that. So when it's wintertime in like November, December, January, that's the time you should come to Kenya because that's the summertime and in Kenya. So and a lot of foreigners do that. You know, they come from the U.S. They come during the cold months here, but it's really the warm months here. So yeah, that's definitely. Oh, you're working on your African plan. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And if you already traveled before, then you definitely. But I'm seeing an influx of brothers getting ready to make that trip. So and definitely, like I was talking to my instructor Mazi Taylor, and he was saying he had went to the Social Security office to get his money, and they gave him a few problems. We got his benefits, but his money won't come in until next year when he's 62. And me, I'm gonna have to travel to the U.S. and get my benefits from Social Security too. So you see me in the U.S. come that time. But uh, he's saying he's saying he's got something, like I won't say the exact amount, but I mean he's like $3,000 a month. What he told me, and I'm asking me, I mean, can I live okay on $3,000 a month? And I'm like, man, your feet never hit the ground. You'll probably die. You'll probably kill yourself coming to Africa with $3,000 a month coming into somebody's bank account. Oh, no. You go to the ATM and yank out more money. You'll be giving your money. There's a sister here, a Black American sister. She gives her money away. She's got retirement and pension, and she's like, what am I going to do with my money? I can only just give it to my friends, So she does like that. You know what I mean? So some of us never even imagine that. How can you really survive off of $3,000 a month, and where can you really live on $3,000 a month in America? It's because America doesn't have low income housing, and people you either got an apartment or you got a tent on the roadside. It's just the way it is. And the government doesn't want to start talking about socialism, where they have to give everybody some sort of accommodations. But in Africa, it's not like that. You got low income housing all over the place. You don't have tents. You don't have people living in tents in where I see in Nairobi. From Nairobi to Mombasa, I don't see no tents. No tent people living in tents like that. No. If you're poor, you farm. And if you're hardworking, you start farming, you're gonna make money. So that's just like how far low can you go? You can't go too low. You know what I'm saying? So definitely all of you should follow us Brony and get your African plan together. You know what I mean? So I know that the far majority of you may never come, but just to have that plan, you know what I mean? To have your travel agent there, so you can at least know them. Just call them up and tell them, every once in a while, give me some flight prices to this country or that country, keep an eye on the plane ticket prices so that you can budget yourself for it. If it's at all possible, try to save that money in a special place so that you can have it ready for you because you might have to get that ticket at the at a moment's notice. Because when like they're talking serious situations. Now, they always talk serious. Harsh things happen and all of that, and economy gonna crash, and people gonna be on the street, soup lines, blah blah blah. They always say that. I've done the research. I've seen it. They always try to predict that thing. But in 2008, the shit was real, and a lot of people did suffer. 50% of black people lost their homes. They're not gonna write about it. They're not gonna come out on social media. I lost my home in the recession. No, but it happens. A lot of brothers was stooping to going to jail, saying, "Look, I can ride this out in prison. Let me go knock some white person in the back of the head, then take their money, and then stand and wait for the police to come and arrest me. I get 4 or 5 years. When I get out, the recession will be over." So don't do that. But I'm just saying, brothers can do like that. And so you living in a house with two family members, relatives, and then the recession hits, and then knock on the door. Here come 3, 4 more family members, and you gotta let them in. You know what I mean? And then everybody gotta eat. So it comes. I know it comes down to that. In some cases, and now that we don't have a black community, even have to fall back on support. Worst thing in the world is that you sit in your apartment, you don't have no food, and you got to go to your Mexican neighbor or your Korean neighbor or whoever it is that your neighbor is, and then ask them for a handout. And then in America, surely it's supposed to be the greatest country in the world. That's nonsense. But anyway, I'm gonna let this video end today at before 1 hour. So if you like the information, again, if you come late and see this paper, you all know it. You all know this paper, yeah. And I appreciate you guys coming on and asking me questions. And I'm just saying again, I have to put the paper up just like everybody else in YouTube in the U.S. when they're doing Patreon and PayPal and all that. Yeah, we need support too. So that we can continue. I'm so inspired when you guys put a small donation, and when you put in like $10, support with $10, it's like a lot of money, and it's really appreciated. And I use it to go and invest it back into the channel. I can't unplug the new modem I have to show you, but when I was there, I was saying, should I buy a modem to try to boost this channel? Yes. Because you guys are supporting the channel, So don't wait for the person next to you. Go ahead and do that and get a shout out, because anything can happen. And if you have any information that you want to be put on or want to talk about, put it into the comment section. Like they just live outside of DC. I can't take too much more of these cold winters. My girl, if you're in the DC, man, you don't need to do that. I just don't know. One of the worst curses in the world about America is that America is in a bad place. The British tried to land in South. You're making me go over a minute. Damn. In the South America, and then the Spanish wouldn't let them, so they had to come up to the U.S. And that place was cold. People died even in 2019. So you can imagine what they was dying of in 1800s. People talk about there were black people was here in America. What in the U.S. before the white people? What was you doing? You was only cutting wood, waiting for the winter. Because if you didn't cut enough wood, that's the end of you that winter. Simple like that. And a lot of whites did die when they came here, and because of that issue. So it's no reason for it. We are not cold weather people. And we're indigenous of Africa, where the sun is the same every day. Sun wakes up at 6 in the morning, sun goes down at 6 in the evening. Pow. For those of you that didn't know this, Kenya is right on the equator. So we got the best weather all around. 6 African countries are in the equator, So Kenya is one of them. So we get the best possible weather, beautiful sky light at night. You can see the stars. You can almost touch them. me? So I recommend that you do it. You're just gonna say, "Damn, I should have did this sooner." Huh? What inspired me to come here is not for you guys to send me money. You guys, some of you guys know you've been around. You see me. I didn't even use this paper at first, but you have to. You have to, because everybody's gonna get tired. I'm a businessman, and I know that. So say that people have to see that. You know, you go on YouTube, you're gonna get ads. These things are there. But that's not what really inspired me to write my book in 2005. I never made money off of my book. I never wrote it to make money. I wrote it to give you guys the heads up of what you're missing here. You know, and you know, I've seen that if you get a good phone, you can do videos outside. My phone can't get good videos because the battery life is low, and it's a 3G phone, and only when I go out, I don't normally take videos out. So yeah, I want to get another phone and then expand on this, because you guys see only part of me. Like I was saying, these people don't know me. They think I'm just sitting on the thing and I'm just joking. No, this is me in charge. This is what I accomplished when I was here in Kenya. I could never accomplish this in this kind of in the U.S. I can't get the support of black people in the U.S. I'm trying to be a good martial artist, and these guys want to get jealous and envious, you know. But yeah, Mrs. Spacey, how are you? Peace. I'm getting ready to sign out now. Unless somebody got a question for me, you can type it there, and then I'll answer it. But in the next 20 seconds, 30 seconds, I'm going to close out this show. And try to keep my shows under an hour. But you guys, it's up to you. You know, if you like listening to my voice. But I showed some videos for the time when I was at Kenyatta University, and I got very few views. People were really like not interested in that. So this channel is supposed to be about moving to Africa and leaving the United States. And actually, what I did, I made a big mistake, because this is my Amin Ra channel, and I have an actual Black Man's Guide channel which has nothing on it. And I think that I'm going to have to transfer somehow. If somebody can show me how to transfer these videos over to that channel, and then we be coming up from that channel, as opposed to my own personal channel, because people are looking for information about Africa, and then they just see Amin Ra. They don't like, that's like, what's that? But to have the channel for Black Man's Guide, I think we would get more people. I would get more people. Tell me what you think of those people that are YouTube savvy. Okay, so this is it for today. I want to thank everybody that came out to listen to me. Until the next time we meet, peace.